How to Think Like a Millionaire, Chapter 3, Eliminating Mental Blocks. To succeed, you must have a desire so strong that it reaches and permeates our subconscious mind. Kaza Anamura, founder and chairman of two of Japan's most successful companies and author of A Passion for Success. Perhaps this is the only piece of advice you'll need to create the success you want. To succeed, we must have a desire so strong that it permeates our subconscious minds. Once this happens, we connect with the infinite organizing power of the universe, and it supports our desire. Once this happens, we create what we want in life, and we create a new self image in the process. Creating a new self image inevitably entails letting go of the old one. Yet, everyone resists this kind of change. Everyone has created mental blocks that work to prevent change, even the change for the good. Mental blocks are unconscious beliefs that we have reinforced by experiences in our lives. Willis Harman discusses unconscious beliefs in his book, Global Mind Change. A person's total belief system is an organization of beliefs and expectations that the person accepts as true of the world he or she lives in. Verbal and nonverbal, explicit and explicit, conscious and unconscious. The belief system does not have to be logically consistent. Indeed, it probably never is. One of the most common, deeply embedded, and harmful mental blocks is the belief that money is bad. This can often be traced to Judeo-Bible passage, money is the root of all evil. Actually, the entire passage reads, the love of money is the root of all evil. Certainly, the love of money can promote greed and selfishness. The danger lies in becoming a slave to money. It is an excellent service, but a cunning and powerful master. It can be seductive, drawing all one's time and energy into its acquisition. It is important to keep this in mind as you begin to make more of it, as you inevitably will if you continue reading books like this. 1. And absorbing the principles of wealth, consciously and subconsciously. If we're honest with ourselves, we intuitively know whether our relationship with money is positive or not. Money is badly maligned in many areas of our society, and some of the reasons are justified. But performing our service effectively and being well rewarded for it can be very positive for ourselves and our world. Create a positive view of money. Money can be a powerful agent of good in this world. Through our work, we create ideas, innovative products, jobs, beautiful works of art, educational tools, and so on, endlessly. And those who can truly understand real success gives back to their communities and their world through philanthropy and many other forms of financial and visionary support. There are literally millions of wealthy people who are the opposite of the unscrupulous, mean-spirited, money grubber who seeks materialism for its own sake, for greedy acquisition and consumption. It's no coincidence that the richest countries in the world have also reached the highest achievements in culture and science. Money affords us the time and resources to pursue desires beyond basic human needs, to create things that are important as survival itself. Money is simply a recognition of services rendered. Most people who become wealthy have provided services to many people and have been justly rewarded for them. Walt Disney brightened the lives of millions of children and adults as well. The list of contributions made by the wealthy is endless, for money is power, power to do a great deal of good in the world. Henry Ford once asked what he would do if he lost his entire fortune. Without a moment's hesitation, he said, he would think up another fundamental human need and meet it by offering a cheaper and more effective service than anybody else. He said that he would be a millionaire again in 5 years. Many people have the aversion to money. This aversion is often hypocritical. People malign the rich but secretly envy them. Once you begin to understand some of the principles in this book and begin providing the kind of service to humanity that will make you substantial amounts of money, your attitude toward the rich will change completely because you'll become one of them. And you'll be able to do a lot of good for a lot of people with your wealth. Another prevalent mental block is the fear of going against family background and upbringing. Outdoing one's parents, for example. Not everyone suffers from this, of course. We have already seen that poverty can be a strong catalyst for success. But in many cases, poverty is a form of neurotic behavior, a mental rut that goes nowhere, the reflection of an impoverished self-image. Mental blocks around the issue of making money come disguised in a great variety of forms that we need to examine as we recognize them in ourselves. It's important to integrate a positive view of money and success in your new self-image. Be vigilant and honest with yourself. Identify your mental blocks and release them. Identify your limiting beliefs and change them. Replace them with more positive, powerful thoughts. Both poverty and riches are the offspring of thought. There are no limitations to the mind. This is a very powerful truth, one that bears repeating. There are no limitations to the mind except those we accept. Once we understand this is the truth, we become successful and shape our present and future life to match our aspirations. When we apply this truth to our lives, our circumstances become whatever we desire. Our lives become whatever we want them to be. If you steer your thoughts in a positive and expansive direction, you'll become as powerful as you can imagine. Every day, make sure you devote some time to reprogramming yourself, to create visualization, guided imagery, daydreaming. Many people are paid extraordinary salaries to daydream. Our most lucrative thoughts can come through daydreaming, free rambling fantasy, and brainstorming future possibilities. Daydreaming are often maligned by down to earth people who say that we have to look life squarely in the face and accept our fate, even if it leaves a lot to be desired. Yet, these resigned and unhappy individuals forget that there are two types of dreamers: those who make no attempt to turn their dreams into reality, and those who understand and believe in the creative power of the subconscious. These are the dreamers who take concrete measures to fulfill their dreams. These are the dreamers who shape our world and who create wealth for themselves and others in the process. In the seven spiritual laws of success, Deepak Chopra says, inherent in every intention and desire is the mechanics for its fulfillment. Intention and desire in the field of pure potentiality have infinite organizing power. And when we introduce an intention in the fertile ground of pure potentiality, we put this infinite organizing power to work for us. Let's examine what Chopra is saying. If intention is thought and our thoughts are filled with negative ideas toward money, we can only make enough to get by, for example, or there is never enough. We fulfill these thoughts. If, however, we fill our mind with new and positive images, there are no limits as universe contains infinite possibilities. We will fulfill these thoughts and become as successful as we possibly can imagine. Clearly imagine that you already have what you hope for, that you have reached your goals. What does your life look like? One reason this exercise of imagination is so effective is that the subconscious is not governed by the same rules of time as the conscious mind. In fact, time doesn't exist in the subconscious mind or in our dreams, which are the subconscious mind's most easily recognized product. This is why trauma experienced in early childhood can affect people long after they are adults. Rational minds understand they no longer have to worry about the past, but the subconscious may not recognize the difference. This is also why we can pretend that something is true in our fantasies and our visualizations, and the subconscious mind will go about its work and bring what we imagine to reality, whether the things we imagine are our fears or our ardent desires for the very best. This may seem to contradict what we said earlier on page 40 about affirmations. In our fantasies and visualizations, however, it is very effective to imagine as fully as possible that we have created the future we dream of. Our thoughts materialize. All of our thoughts tend to materialize in our lives when they are repeated enough. This is why, in order to succeed, we have to monitor our thoughts closely. If we continually focus on financial troubles, we invite them to stay. Wherever you focus your attention, wherever you put your energy, that is what will grow. If you focus on the good that you want, you welcome abundance, prosperity, and success. If you focus on how little money you bring home every month, you will continue to experience frustration and need. However, if you focus on putting even a small amount away, just $10 a week in a savings account, for example, and imagine that account growing, you will begin to create abundance in your life because your focus will shift from lack of to growth, prosperity rather than poverty. The subconscious mind is a vast field governed by the universal law of cause and effect. As we sow, so we reap. Thoughts and ideas are the cause. Facts and events are the effect. Most people have more imagination for conjuring up problems that prevent them from realizing their dreams than for recognizing their opportunities for success. Stephen Covey, the author of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, emphasizes this. Habits have tremendous gravity pull. Like any natural force, gravity pull can work with you or against you. The gravity pull of some of our habits may currently be keeping us from going where we want to go. Breaking deeply embedded habitual tendencies such as procrastination, impatience, criticalness, or selfishness that violate basic principles of human effectiveness involves more than a little willpower and a few minor changes in our lives. It takes tremendous effort to break free from the gravity pull of such habits. But once we do, our freedom takes on a whole new dimension. Change, real change, comes from the inside out. It comes from striking at the root, the fabric of our thought, the fundamental, essential paradigm which will give definition to our character and create the lens through which we see the world. Successful people are inspired by their dreams and they focus on the means to reach them, not on what's keeping them from realizing them. Inventors see their inventions, artists see their completed works, successful entrepreneurs see their businesses thriving. Visionaries, social workers, nonprofit workers, and even some politicians see society change for the better. Ted Turner, creator of A Broadcast Empire, said, "A visionary is supposed to have a vision of the future. Ideas govern the world. The power they have is phenomenal. It is therefore necessary to repeatedly fill our minds with thoughts of service, abundance, and success to break free of the gravity pull of our negative thoughts. Eventually, we replace the old negative thoughts with a new positive self image. Each thought has energy, and through some mysterious law of attraction, draw objects, beings, and circumstances of a similar nature to it, like a magnet. Negative thoughts attract negative experiences. Positive thoughts attract positive experiences. Unfortunately, this truth is not always supported by society. Our educational system generally supports and encourages the rational and strictly logical part of thought, while neglecting or even scorning its intuitive and imaginative side. The right side of the brain is too often ignored. And yet, nothing great has ever been achieved without an original dream. A dream is a kind of projection of our inner selves. What, in fact, is a projection or project? The definition is something that we throw forward. We project even our own self images, and this projection in turn programs our minds to create success or failure depending on the quality of the projection. The greater we program our self images to be, the more expansive our dreams will be. And our dreams, however bold, are often more easily attainable than we might even believe at the time that they form. Steven Spielberg once dreamed of making a certain film. He had a script, but he had no producer to finance it. One day, while walking on the beach, he accidentally met a rich man who was ready to invest in young filmmakers. With the money Spielberg received from the producer, a total stranger to him at the time, he was able to shoot Amblin, which was giving an honorable mention at the Venice Film Festival and drew attention to him in Hollywood. This is often how subconscious solves a problem. We have a chance to encounter or happen to see an article or TV show that provides a clear-cut answer to a dilemma, or our family or friends somehow contribute to our success, sometimes in ways they aren't even aware of at the time. When others point to fate or to difficult circumstances, believing we need to be resigned to our fate, we point out that the world is governed mentally and physically by cause and effect. So we create our fate. It's a result of our thoughts and actions. The same is true for good and bad luck. They're the consequences of our thoughts and actions. We literally make our own good and bad luck. This is why people who correctly learn and apply the laws of mind and success forge their own destiny. The supreme secret of success is a secret not because anyone is trying to keep it a secret, but only because so few understand it. This secret can be told in a few simple words, and success will come to you when you truly understand these words. The human mind can accomplish whatever it believes. Henry Ford summed it up very well in his now famous quote, "Whatever you think you can or think you can't, you are right." Summary and recommended action. To integrate a positive view of money and success in your life, number one, identify your mental roadblocks about money and success. Explore your relationship with money. Is it positive or negative? As you become aware of your thoughts in relation to money, write them down. Take a look at why you might have particular thoughts or beliefs. Then release any old ways of thinking that aren't supportive of your greatest dreams. Number two, monitor your thoughts closely. Focus on the good you want. Welcome abundance, prosperity, and success in your life. Perhaps you'll want to open a bank account and start putting a small amount away each week. Whenever your thoughts are focused on how little you have, make a conscious effort to think about your new account and its growth over the years. As you continue to add it, you'll start to feel the difference between focusing on growth and abundance and focusing on lack. Eventually, your focus will shift without conscious effort. All your thoughts can be shifted this way. Number three, reprogram your thoughts. Do some of the exercises in this book. Every day, make sure that you devote some time to reprogramming your mind to create visualization. guided imagery, and daydreaming. In a relaxed state, fill your mind with new and positive images. Fantasize that you have already achieved the greatest success you can imagine. Visualize and feel what it's like to already have reached your goals. Do so repeatedly, day after day, week after week. You'll soon see some exciting changes happening in your life. This is the end of chapter 3.